Kamusta? Welcome to the next edition of Randy's Context. If you're not a member of YouTube, join it, subscribe to this channel, and then you're going to get notifications of my new entries every day. I'm on my Tuesday morning drive to work, and you saw I had a great brain food breakfast of avocado on toast, and I have a coffee with me for the road. Let's see how that came out. Excellent. And I had some deep thoughts about the nature of happiness. My Filipino wife is always asking me, "Are you happy?" And I think that comes from her Filipino culture. That they seem like the happiest people on the planet to me, even amongst all the hardships that exist in their world. They're always very happy people, very helpful people, very loving people. It's the one place I actually feel loved, just by the community, even if it's just random. So this idea of happiness that we have as Westerners is problematic. Let me explain what I mean by that. The mind that we have, the amazing computer that we have, sorry for all the clanking around, the amazing computer we have in our head is forming our reality from moment to moment. It has all the sensory inputs, and it creates a world that we think of as our world. Now, unfortunately, in some ways, fortunate in others, we are on automatic pilot most of the time. And that allows us to drive the car, for instance. I'm not concentrating very hard on driving the car right now. It's just, I've learned how to do it. And all of the operations that I need to be aware of and to function safely to drive the car are being handled automatically. Well, in essence, we are always on automatic pilot with very little self-awareness. Awareness of where we are, what we are doing, what are we smelling, who are we talking to, and that's perfectly fine. We can function normally as human beings. That's how everybody functions. But it's a very robotic-like existence. And because of that, our mind creates fantasies. It creates fantasies about our perception of past events where we might have suffered some slight from our professional colleagues, or even something as simple as someone cutting you off in the road. All of these kinds of things can spark a angry response. And similarly, we're always casting our fantasy world into the future, thinking about things that could happen, could come. And that's part of what it means to be human. That's why we've been successful as a Homo sapien. The Homo sapien species thrived with this kind of thinking because it protected them, and it allowed them to work in groups, and it allowed them to basically survive over all the other species of humans that have passed into extinction. So back to happiness. Happiness is really generated internally in our mind from our reality constructs that we create moment by moment. And if that's on automatic pilot, and you're just using the fantasy world that your mind is creating from its recollections and its futuring, then you're at the mercy of what that brings, and you can be unhappy a lot of the time. The things which you view to be unjust that have hit you in your life, and the negative self-talk that ensues from that just reinforces these ideas that we are unhappy because the world isn't conforming to our expectations. Well, the world isn't good or bad. The world isn't creating negative things for you to stumble on. It has no purpose to do these things. These are just events in life. These are just things which occur. And it's how you perceive them which creates happiness or unhappiness. So, boiled down to its simplest idea, happiness is like a wall switch. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. But if you're just responding to your world robotically, there's no way to do that. You don't even know there's a switch. So, becoming aware of the happiness switch lets you stop these ideas that you're unhappy because of this or that. The external world cannot make you unhappy in of itself. It's you and your operation of your magnificent biocomputer that causes these emotions. So think about that from time to time today. Today, when you're just doing normal things, if you become unhappy about something, that's a little alarm clock that you can now use and say, well, what is it in me that's making me unhappy? Because it's not the outside world. Anyways, that's enough talk for this morning. It's more than I'm capable of usually in the mornings until I've had my coffee. But it's also very useful for me to use my drive time for this kind of reflection, because I'm human just like everyone else. I'm a robot most of the time, just like everybody else. But through exposure to these kinds of ideas, which hopefully I'm bringing to you now, you can grow a little spark of happiness, and it will ignite even larger emotional response. And in fact, you may be able to turn on bliss from time to time, because that's also a switch inside of us. Peace. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, this one's nice if you can put it in the fridge. It already has a...
Oh, yeah.
It's bigger.
Your new car.
You have a nice car.
The Maserati. It's pretty. $98,000.
9.8. Whoa. Okay. I didn't buy a plan. But I bought something.
What is it?
You put this on top.
Decorative?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we are at Whole Foods, aka Amazon. We bought our food from Amazon.
Hey, what did you get? Oh, you had noodles? Oh, it's okay.
I got a salad with blueberries, a little bit of sweet and sour pork, a little bit of mac and cheese, a few tater tots, a slice of blackened cod.
Nice.
Simple. Salad.
I had a salad, beets, corn, green peas.
Well, I got some of that tofu also.
Tofu.
Yeah, that tofu's
A lot of
good. We just finished eating. How was this?
Good.
Carmela, how was it? Mine wasn't so good.
You ate everything.
Well,
Well.
I had an appetite. Oh, I think I've got everything I need. All right, so we're making some pretty good progress on the grounds work at Casa de Carmela. And Carmela herself is working diligently on pruning the bamboo. Looking good, Carmela. Are you having fun yet? That's looking really good. She has done a wonderful job on that plant, as well as trimming the fans. As you can see, their trunks are trimmed. That was well done too. And she's got a very nice succulent garden over there, which means it's a garden of succulents. It's not succulent in the notion that you can eat it and it's succulent to your taste, but they are succulents. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work.